And Allah addressed it 1,400 years ago in the Quran. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنْدَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. And there are among men, humankind, those who take for worship others besides Allah as equal to Him. They make equals to Allah. They love them as they should only love Allah. But those who believe have a greater love of Allah. And of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not leave this as a philosophical area that people had to go and philosophize about, and everybody's got a different opinion of how do we really love Allah. But Allah is very clearly stated in the Quran, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهِ. If it is that you love Allah as you claim, then follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah will love you. Because following him, following his instructions is following Allah's instructions. That's why. As Allah said, مَن يُطِعِ الرَّسُولَ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهَ. Whoever obeys the messenger has obeyed Allah. And to develop that love of Allah, we have the hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ had said that the servant doesn't come close to Allah in any way except by doing the things which Allah had made obligatory on him. This is the starting point. By doing the obligatory aspects of Islam. This is the starting point. We want to gain the love of Allah. We want to show the love of Allah. Then we do it by beginning with the fard. And then the Prophet ﷺ went on to say that when the servant of Allah continues after doing the obligatory to do the voluntary acts, because every obligatory act has voluntary components to it. And he said that when he does that, when the slave of Allah, when he or she continues to worship Allah through doing these voluntary acts, because they're not required, it has come from themselves, then Allah will love that person. And when Allah loves that person, what happens? When Allah loves that person, Prophet ﷺ had said, he becomes the hearing by which he hears. What does that mean? It means that he only listens to the things which are pleasing to Allah. Not that Allah literally become his ears and instruments inside his head which convey sounds into his brain, but he or she only listens to what is pleasing to Allah. So what does that mean? It means in practical terms, as a Muslim, we must protect our ears. We don't go to places or sit in places where we will hear what is haram. Whether it is people talking, they're talking about others, backbiting, slander, all these kinds of things, we avoid that. Or whether it is music. This power that music has over people, where people end up loving it more than they love the Quran. This is يُحِبُّونَهُ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. And it goes into the heart, and it occupies the heart. And when it occupies the heart, there's no room for the Quran of Allah. That's the reality. It squeezes it out. Among the other areas of love which represents a phenomena in this society is the human love. When a man loves a woman and a woman loves a man. Is Islam against love? That kind of love? No. That's what marriage is about. There is a context for that love. But when it becomes boyfriend and girlfriend, then we have something else altogether. Is there a place for boyfriend-girlfriend relations in Islam? It is a cultural problem. It has become a norm. In the West, of course, it's normal. Parents, encourage their little kids in kindergarten. Parents, when they go to pick up their kids and the little kid says, "Oh, this is my girlfriend." "Oh, kiss her." Only 3 years old for it. Give her a kiss. You take a picture, and It's very. So, okay. That's a culture which promotes love outside of marriage as a norm. They argue and they defend it. What's the difference between fornication and marriage? A piece of paper. But no, in Islam, it is about protecting the family, protecting the building blocks of the society. It's more than a piece of paper. It is a concept. And that is why the law is so severe. Islamic hudud, which address adultery and fornication, etc. Very severe. People are shocked when they hear it. You stone people to death. Lash them 100 times. Islam takes that position because it wants to protect that foundation. To have a wholesome society where children are raised with a proper understanding of their roles, their relationships, etc. So, these are among the forbidden loves, forbidden forms of love, which have spread and have established roots in the society. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said, أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you not seen the one who takes his desires as his God? When we follow our desires in this way, the desire to have a boyfriend or to have a girlfriend, when we choose that route, we have taken our desires as our gods. And we worship them. And we love them and love what we get from them more than we love Allah. So in fact, we fall into shirk. Major shirk. So when we talk about love, we have to talk about loving Allah first and foremost. Loving Allah, as the Prophet ﷺ had said, none of you has truly believed until I become more beloved to him or her than his child or her child, father, parent, or the whole world. Our love for Allah and His Messenger should supersede our love for anyone in this world. So that's the proof of our faith. If we want to know where we stand before Allah, then we need to address these issues and address whatever other loves we may have. For other people, that love may be tobacco, smoking, cigarettes. It may be drugs. There are many other things out there. Maybe money. The love for money. And whatever we love greater than Allah, it will make our lives wretched. Because we will not be able to get what we want from it. It will be fleeting. It will be there for a minute and it's gone, and we're running after it all the time. It is only with the remembrance of Allah, ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. So it is only with that love of Allah, which causes us to remember Him throughout our lives, that we ultimately will find happiness and find peace. It won't be in any of these other things. So, my brothers and sisters, I encourage you to stop for a minute and reflect. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi